Georgia is often introduced as the gateway to the American South. A state known for peaches, bustling cities, and centuries of history. But beyond the familiar stereotypes lies a landscape of extraordinary variety. One where ancient mountains fade into rolling farmland. Blackwater swamps shelter hidden wildlife. And over 100 miles of pristine coastline protect some of America's last untouched barrier islands. Stretching from the southern reaches of the Appalachian Mountains to the warm waters of the Atlantic Ocean. Georgia contains nearly every landscape the Southeast has to offer. Towering waterfalls tumble through rugged forests. Rivers carved their way toward the sea. Vast wetlands provide sanctuary for countless species, while vibrant cities blend Southern tradition with modern innovation. This diversity has shaped Georgia's identity for thousands of years. Long before European settlers arrived, Indigenous peoples thrived across these lands, building sophisticated societies connected by rivers and forests. Today, the state's natural beauty continues to inspire millions of visitors each year, offering everything from mountain adventures to coastal escapes. In this journey, we'll travel across Georgia, from the misty Blue Ridge Mountains and the charming mountain towns of the north, through the vibrant streets of Atlanta, across rolling countryside and historic plantations, into mysterious swamps teeming with wildlife, and finally to the golden beaches and wild barrier islands along the Atlantic coast. This is Georgia, a state where every landscape tells a different story. Georgia covers nearly 60,000 square miles, making it the largest state east of the Mississippi River by land area. Despite its size, few states offer such dramatic geographical diversity. The northern edge is dominated by the Appalachian Mountains. Here, elevations climb above 4,700 feet, creating cool summers, colorful autumns, and forests that resemble those hundreds of miles farther north. Dense hardwood forests cover the slopes, while waterfalls pour into clear mountain streams that eventually become some of the Southeast's most important rivers. Moving south, the mountains gradually soften into rolling hills, known as the Piedmont. This broad region forms the heart of Georgia, where fertile soils helped shape the state's agricultural history, and where many of its largest cities, including Atlanta, developed. Farther south lies the coastal plain, a vast expanse of pine forests, farmland, wetlands, and slow-moving rivers stretching toward the Atlantic Ocean. This region occupies nearly 60% of the state, gradually descending until it reaches one of the most ecologically significant coastlines in North America. Georgia's rivers define much of its geography. The Chattahoochee River begins high in the mountains before flowing southwest for over 400 miles, serving as a critical water source for millions. The Savannah River marks much of Georgia's eastern border, while the Altamaha River remains one of the few large river systems in the United States that flows entirely free of dams from its headwaters to the sea. The climate also changes dramatically across the state. Northern Georgia enjoys 4 distinct seasons, with occasional snowfall in the mountains. Southern Georgia experiences mild winters, humid summers, and a growing season long enough to support a remarkable variety of crops. This combination of mountains, forests, rivers, wetlands, and coastline creates habitats that support an astonishing diversity of wildlife, making Georgia one of the richest ecological regions in the eastern United States. In Georgia's northeastern corner, the Blue Ridge Mountains rise above the surrounding landscape, forming the state's highest and perhaps most spectacular natural region. These mountains are among the oldest on Earth. Their origins date back more than 1 billion years, long before dinosaurs roamed the planet. Time has softened their once jagged peaks into rounded ridges covered by dense forests, creating the gentle blue silhouettes that give the range its name. The famous blue haze isn't simply an illusion. Trees release natural compounds called isoprenes into the atmosphere, which scatter sunlight and create the distinctive bluish appearance visible from great distances. The forests here are incredibly rich. Oaks, maples, hickories, and tulip poplars dominate lower elevations, while higher slopes feature hemlocks and pine forests. During autumn, these mountains transform into brilliant displays of crimson, orange, and gold, attracting visitors from across the country. Numerous hiking trails weave through the region, including the southern starting point of the legendary Appalachian Trail. Every spring, thousands of hikers begin their 2,190-mile journey here, hoping to reach Maine months later. Waterfalls are another defining feature. Amicalola Falls plunges more than 700 feet, making it the tallest waterfall in Georgia. After heavy rains, countless smaller cascades appear throughout the mountains, feeding rivers that sustain communities far downstream. The Blue Ridge Mountains offer a side of Georgia that surprises many visitors. A cool, peaceful wilderness where nature still shapes everyday life. Leaving behind the rugged cliffs of Tallulah Gorge, the road winds through the forests of North Georgia, where streams tumble down wooded hillsides and mountain ridges stretch toward the horizon. Before long, the sound of rushing water begins to rise above the birdsong, announcing the arrival of one of the state's most beloved natural landmarks, Amicalola Falls. Standing at 729 feet, Amicalola Falls is the tallest waterfall in Georgia and one of the highest cascading waterfalls in the eastern United States. Its Cherokee name, often translated as tumbling waters, perfectly captures its character. Rather than plunging in a single dramatic drop, the water flows gracefully over a series of rocky ledges, creating a cascade that changes shape and speed as it descends toward the forest below. Fed by mountain springs and seasonal rainfall, the waterfall is constantly changing. After heavy rains, the falls thunder with incredible force, sending mist drifting through the surrounding hardwood forest. During drier months, the gentler flow reveals the intricate patterns carved into the ancient rock, allowing visitors to appreciate the slow geological processes that have shaped this landscape for countless generations. A network of viewing platforms offers different perspectives along the waterfall's descent. From the base, the full height of the cascade is revealed, framed by towering oaks, maples, and hemlocks. Higher up, stairways climb beside the rushing water, rewarding visitors with increasingly expansive views across the Blue Ridge Mountains. Amicalola Falls is more than a scenic destination. It also serves as the traditional gateway to one of the world's most famous hiking adventures. Just beyond the park lies Springer Mountain, the southern terminus of the Appalachian Trail. Every spring, thousands of hikers begin their journey here, preparing to walk more than 2,000 miles through 14 states before reaching Maine. For many, these waterfalls mark the first unforgettable memory of an adventure that will last for months. As the Appalachian foothills gradually fade into rolling hills, Georgia's landscape begins another remarkable transformation. Forests give way to suburbs, highways stretch toward the horizon, and a skyline of glass and steel rises from the heart of the Piedmont. This is Atlanta, the capital of Georgia, and one of the most influential cities in the American South. Few cities in the United States have experienced a transformation as dramatic as Atlanta's. Founded in the 1830s as the terminus of a railroad, it quickly became a vital transportation hub connecting the Southeast. During the Civil War, its strategic importance made it a primary target, and much of the city was destroyed during General William Tecumseh Sherman's Atlanta campaign in 1864. Yet, from those ashes emerged a city determined to rebuild itself. Today, Atlanta is home to more than 6 million people across its metropolitan area, making it one of America's largest and fastest-growing urban centers. It serves as the headquarters for global corporations, a major transportation gateway through Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, and a center for business, technology, film production, and higher education. But beneath its modern skyline lies a city deeply connected to history. Atlanta played a defining role in the American Civil Rights Movement. It was the birthplace of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr., whose leadership helped reshape the nation through nonviolent activism. His legacy remains woven into the city's identity, reminding visitors that Atlanta's influence extends far beyond economics or architecture. Nature still finds space within this bustling metropolis. Piedmont Park offers wide green lawns and walking trails beneath the skyline, while the Atlanta Beltline has transformed former railway corridors into vibrant paths, connecting neighborhoods with parks, art installations, and local businesses. Even in one of the South's busiest cities, trees remain a defining feature, earning Atlanta the nickname "the city in a forest." The city's cultural diversity is equally impressive. Museums, theaters, music venues, and restaurants reflect communities from around the world, while Southern traditions remain firmly rooted in its neighborhoods. It is a place where history and innovation exist side by side, constantly shaping one another. Leaving downtown behind, another iconic landmark rises just beyond the eastern suburbs, a mountain unlike any other in Georgia. From a distance, Stone Mountain appears almost impossible to miss. Rising abruptly above the surrounding forests, its smooth granite surface catches the sunlight long before visitors reach its base. Unlike the rugged peaks of North Georgia, Stone Mountain stands alone, dominating the landscape with its immense size. Although often called a mountain, it is actually one of the world's largest exposed granite monoliths. Formed deep beneath the Earth's surface more than 300 million years ago, the granite slowly became exposed as softer rocks above it eroded away over millions of years. Today, the dome rises more than 800 feet above the surrounding terrain and stretches across hundreds of acres. The summit can be reached by a steep walking trail or an aerial tramway. rewarding visitors with panoramic views across the Atlanta metropolitan area and the forests beyond. Early morning often brings soft fog drifting through the valleys, while sunsets paint the granite in warm shades of orange and gold. Stone Mountain Park is also one of Georgia's most visited outdoor recreation areas. Families come to hike wooded trails, paddle on Stone Mountain Lake, picnic beneath towering pines, or simply enjoy the peaceful setting surrounding the massive granite dome. Today, Stone Mountain stands not only as a geological wonder, but also as a place where visitors reflect on the complex history of the American South. As our journey continues, the forests begin to thin and the air grows warmer. Rivers widen, the land flattens, and the influence of the Atlantic Ocean becomes increasingly apparent. Ahead lies one of America's most beautiful historic cities. Where the Savannah River meets the Atlantic coastal plain, Georgia reveals another side of its character. Here, graceful oak trees draped in Spanish moss line quiet streets. Historic squares offer peaceful places to gather, and centuries of history linger around every corner. Welcome to Savannah, Georgia's oldest city. Founded in 1733 by British General James Oglethorpe, Savannah became the first permanent settlement in the colony of Georgia. Unlike many colonial cities that developed organically, Savannah was carefully planned around a unique system of public squares. Nearly 3 centuries later, these green spaces remain at the heart of the city's charm, creating a walkable landscape unlike anywhere else in the United States. Walking through Savannah feels like stepping into another era. Elegant mansions, brick churches, iron balconies, and cobblestone streets reflect centuries of architectural history. Horse-drawn carriages still travel beneath ancient live oaks, while fountains and gardens provide quiet moments away from the bustle of modern life. The nearby Savannah River has always shaped the city's destiny. Once a major port for cotton, timber, and rice, it helped transform Savannah into one of the South's most prosperous cities during the 18th and 19th centuries. Today, massive cargo ships continue to navigate the river, sharing the waterfront with restaurants, museums, and historic warehouses that have found new life as vibrant gathering places. Savannah's beauty extends beyond its architecture. The surrounding coastal marshes are among the most productive ecosystems in North America. Twice each day, tides flood and drain vast expanses of salt marsh, providing essential habitat for fish, blue crabs, shrimp, wading birds, and countless other species. These wetlands also protect the coastline from storms while filtering the water that flows toward the Atlantic Ocean. As evening approaches, golden sunlight filters through curtains of Spanish moss, casting long shadows across the city's historic squares. The slower pace encourages visitors to linger, whether enjoying a quiet walk beneath the trees or watching ships glide silently along the river. Savannah embodies a different rhythm from the mountains that began our journey. Here, life moves with the tides rather than the seasons, and history blends effortlessly with the natural beauty of Georgia's coast. But beyond the city's historic streets lies an even wilder shoreline. Barrier Islands protect Georgia's coast from the Atlantic, where winds, tides, and salt water have sculpted landscapes found nowhere else in the state. It is there that our journey continues. Among them, Jekyll Island stands out not only for its history and natural beauty, but for a shoreline that seems almost otherworldly. On the island's northern end lies Driftwood Beach, one of the most photographed coastal landscapes in America. Rather than soft dunes lined with palm trees, visitors are greeted by the haunting silhouettes of enormous live oaks and cedars, their weathered trunks and twisted branches scattered across the sand like sculptures crafted by nature itself. The scene is the result of constant change. Ocean currents, tides, storms, and gradual coastal erosion have slowly claimed sections of the island over decades. As the shoreline retreated, trees that once stood safely inland were exposed to salt water. Eventually, they died, leaving behind bleached trunks and intricate root systems that remain anchored in the sand. At sunrise, the driftwood glows with warm golden light while gentle waves roll in from the Atlantic. During high tide, reflections shimmer beneath the skeletal trees, creating dreamlike scenes that attract photographers from around the world. At sunset, the beach takes on an entirely different character as the silhouettes darken against brilliant skies painted in shades of orange, pink, and violet. Today, much of the island is protected, ensuring its beaches, forests, and marshes remain preserved for future generations. As beautiful as Georgia's coastline may be, some of its greatest natural wonders lie farther inland, hidden beneath dense forests where water shapes the landscape in an entirely different way. In southeastern Georgia lies one of North America's last great wildernesses, a place where silence is broken only by birdsong, the splash of an alligator, or the gentle ripple of water beneath a canoe. Welcome to the Okefenokee Swamp. Covering more than 400,000 acres, the Okefenokee is one of the largest intact freshwater wetlands on the continent. Its name comes from the Muscogee language and is often translated as Land of the Trembling Earth, a reference to the floating peat mats that shift gently beneath a person's weight. Far from being an empty swamp, the Okefenokee is one of the most biologically rich ecosystems in the United States. Vast prairies of water lilies stretch across open wetlands, while islands of cypress, pine, and hardwood forests rise above the shallow water. Narrow channels weave endlessly through the marsh, inviting exploration by kayak, canoe, or small boat. Ancient, bald cypress trees dominate much of the swamp. Their wide trunks emerge from dark water, their branches draped with Spanish moss that sways gently in the humid breeze. Around their bases, cypress knees rise from the water like natural sculptures, helping stabilize the massive trees in the soft, saturated soil. The Okefenokee is perhaps best known for its alligators. Thousands inhabit the swamp, often resting motionless along muddy banks or drifting almost invisibly beneath the water's surface. Though they command respect, they are a vital part of the ecosystem, maintaining balance within one of the world's most complex wetland environments. The swamp is also the birthplace of two major rivers. Water flowing east eventually forms the St. Mary's River, while water traveling west feeds the Suwannee River, carrying the swamp's influence hundreds of miles toward the Gulf of Mexico. Experiencing the Okefenokee is unlike visiting almost anywhere else. Mornings begin with mist rising from still waters as the first rays of sunlight filter through cypress branches. At night, frogs and insects create an endless chorus beneath brilliant stars largely untouched by artificial light. It is a landscape where nature still sets the pace. Protected as a national wildlife refuge, the Okefenokee remains one of Georgia's greatest conservation successes. It offers a rare glimpse into the Southeast as it existed long before roads, cities, and agriculture transformed much of the surrounding region. From mist-covered peaks in the Blue Ridge Mountains to the quiet beaches of the Atlantic coast, Georgia reveals itself as far more than a single destination. It is a state of remarkable contrasts, where ancient landscapes and vibrant cities exist side by side, each contributing to a story that has been unfolding for millions of years. Its rivers have carved deep gorges and nourished fertile valleys. Its forests have sheltered generations of wildlife and people alike. Its coastline continues to evolve with every tide, while its swamps preserve ecosystems that have remained largely unchanged for centuries. Along the way, we've explored towering waterfalls, mountain towns, historic cities, wind-swept barrier islands, and vast wetlands teeming with life. Each destination offers its own perspective on Georgia, yet together they form a landscape connected by water, history, and an enduring relationship with nature. Perhaps that is what makes Georgia so memorable. It doesn't rely on a single iconic landmark or one defining experience. Instead, it invites travelers to slow down, to follow winding mountain roads, paddle quiet rivers, wander historic streets, and watch the sunrise over places where nature still shapes the rhythm of life. And long after the journey ends, the images remain. The blue haze drifting across ancient mountains, the sound of waterfalls echoing through the forest, the reflection of cypress trees in still swamp waters, the Atlantic waves washing gently against weathered driftwood. These are the moments that define Georgia, wild, timeless, and unforgettable. Until our next adventure, keep exploring, keep wandering,